Hi, welcome to another proven sales letter breakdown. This week we're focusing all on John Carlton, aka the most ripped off copywriter alive. What a cool alias to have, right? And I think that this ad is probably his most famous one because this is the famous one-legged golfer ad. So if you're thinking like one-legged golfer, like what's up with that? Exactly. Like as a copywriter, the number one thing you want to do with your sales page or Facebook ad or landing page or anything that uses a headline basically is to give something new to people, something weird that they haven't encountered yet, because that's the best way to really get their attention. And what else to get your attention if you're a golfer, because that's the target audience in this case, than to talk about a one-legged golfer. So think about it. It's pretty cool. So let's see how the pre-head, headline, and the subhead looks like. And by the way, if this seems long to you, it is a little bit, but this is John Carlton's specific style here. He used to do these longer, emotionally pumped up headlines with a bunch of power words, and it's very vivid language. So normally you definitely have to use something like that in order to get people's attention, but like today, since like 80% of traffic is on mobile, like I'd imagine that something long like this on mobile wouldn't necessarily look so good. I mean, it can still work, but probably it would be better to like split the text up in more paragraphs or something like that. But for a more classic type of ad that what John used, or like this, I think it was run in magazines and after it in like maybe on the web as well, but most likely in magazines or something like that. For that, this is really special. I mean, really something that truly works. And before we get started, just a quick reminder, if you're new to my channel, then consider subscribing because that obviously helps out a lot with YouTube's algorithm. And also, if you're liking these videos or if you already like got some value from this one, or you think you will get a lot of value from this one, then make sure to hit the like button as well, because it helps me out a ton. This is the only way for these videos to reach more people who are interested in this, and I want to like spread the word on these nice proven ads, because that's one of the best ways to learn to become a better copywriter, and it's free. I mean, you can watch it for free, but the only thing you have to do is to click the like button, to share it with someone, to comment under it, and to subscribe. So with that being said, here's how it goes. Want to slash strokes from your game almost overnight? This is the pre-head, and this basically qualifies people, and it's a direct question. Amazing secret discovered by one-legged golfer adds 50 yards to your drives, eliminates hooks and slices, and can slash up to 10 strokes from your game almost overnight. So let's see what really goes on in this headline. So first of all, we have amazing secret, and John Carlton was big on these types of secret leads and secret headlines. Everybody wants the secrets, and everybody wants the secrets of someone who's really, really special. So a one-legged golfer definitely can have some special secrets that most people definitely don't know about. So this whole thing is called by Carlton, the name for it is called incongruous juxtaposition. And what this means, and he uses this technique many times, is that you give people something that, like golfing, which normally assumes that you have two legs, and then you give something really weird, really out of place, like a one-legged golfer. And the combination of these two basically creates a contrasting effect that is really weird for people. And that's what you want, because now they're way more likely to read the sales letter itself, because like, why wouldn't they want to discover it? I mean, it's something really unique. And that's what you also have to do in your own sales letters. Always try to be unique, give them something new, a new mechanism, new opportunity, something they haven't seen before. Because their attention spans is really low, and you only have a very narrow window of time to really make this happen. So then basically we have the secret element, we have the uniqueness element to it, and then we have three benefits: adds 50 yards, eliminates hooks and slices, and slash up to 10 strokes from your game. And we have almost overnight, which assumes that this is fast. Okay, people want fast results, and this gives them fast results. So I would say this is a perfect headline. This is a 10 out of 10, and it's no wonder why it's one of the most famous headlines ever. So let's see how the subhead looks like. Now you can learn to use your natural ability to load every drive with 200% more explosive power almost overnight, getting distance you could only dream of before, while nailing shot after shot exactly where you want it, as accurate as clockwork, and, if you're like most golfers, knocking a pile of strokes off your next round. Impossible? Not if you believe what lifelong professionals and hot new amateurs worldwide are now saying. So again, it's a mouthful, definitely, but it's something that really pumps up the benefit aspect to a whole new level. We have now, which again, it's instant gratification. That's what people want. It takes something that you already have. So it's like the message here is that if you discover the secrets, you, the average Joe even, can get these amazing benefits just by unlocking this one thing inside you that's been there all along. It's like a superhero type of thing here. So it gives you more power. It helps you nail shot after shot. It helps you be as accurate as clockwork. It knocks a pile of strokes off your next round. So these are all cool benefits. Then we have impossible, which is kind of like an objection handling. So at this point, think about it from the reader's perspective. I mean, we've made so many incredible promises, okay? Now it's time to back it up. And obviously, we're going to use stories and proof to back it up. But before we do that, I think John did a very good job in preemptively formulating the objections that our target audience might have by saying impossible. Well, not if you believe what lifelong professionals are now saying. It's like something new once again. And again, in order to discover whether this is real or not, you have to read more. And remember, the job of the pre-head is to just qualify people and make them read the headline. The job of the headline is to get people to read the subhead. And the job of the subhead is for people to basically read the rest of the copy, the beginning and everything. So it really does a really great job, and all in all, 10 by 10 easily. So then we start with the sales letter itself. And I'm obviously not going to read the whole sales letter, but I just want to read this first paragraph to you, just to show you why John's method is so powerful and how you also can use more vivid language in your own copy, even to this day. Because what happens is that a lot of copy is limp, it's too vanilla, it's too boring, and you have to reach a certain threshold, okay, like sensory threshold, in order for people to really take notice, okay? So this is how you actually command immediate attention. And without that, nobody's gonna read the rest of your ad and nobody's gonna buy. So let's see how John did it. Dear friend, if you've ever wanted to drive a golf ball with the explosive velocity of a howitzer cannon, adding half the length of a football field to your tee shots alone, while hitting all your fairways and greens with masterful precision, then this will be the most important message you ever read. So I love it. We have a vivid intro. We have explosive velocity of a howitzer cannon. I mean, this is the great example of show, don't tell, which is really important in copywriting. It means that you don't just describe something logically. You basically paint a very vivid picture of it so that people can imagine it, because we are visual creatures. People are visual creatures, and the more you can visualize something, the more real it becomes. Because guess what? Neurological studies have shown that the things that we actually see and the things that we just imagine inside visually, there's no difference in the brain between them, okay? The same cortical area, the same area of the brain which is used for vision is activated, regardless of if you're seeing it in real time or if you're just imagining it, okay? So that's why it's so super important. And that's why you always have to, if you can, at least show and not tell. So this is a really good intro section. And after it, it's a more classic type of formula, which is problem, agitation, solution. So in the next paragraph, John basically jumps right into describing the pain that our target audience is feeling. It's how, they're disappointed by their game. They're disappointed by how sometimes they play okay-ish, but sometimes they just don't feeling it, and like other people are playing better and people are laughing at them, or like, you know, there's always this whole hierarchy structure that I think it's very important in golf. Golf is all about like showing off to your friends, okay, that you're better, smarter, you have more control, and you're a winner, okay? And you know, like, think about a bunch of rich guys who are usually playing golf, who maybe have narcissistic tendencies, maybe not, I don't know, but like, it's important for them to be like at the top of the pecking order. So that's why they invest a lot of money, time, and energy into playing better golf, because like, if they can have the best game, then they're gonna be like the king of that specific pecking order. That's what they want. It's basic biology. So after describing the pain, we agitate the pain a little bit. Like, doesn't it drive you nuts? We also have questions like this. I had no consistency to my game at all, even after 12 years of playing regularly. So basically, John describes how there's a pain, and you know, readers start immediately like associating themselves with the guy who is behind this letter, the face of the brand itself, and then John goes on to agitate the pain a little bit. He also disqualifies other solutions, because like, yes, I invested all this money in this and that, but nothing worked. And then we have, once again, check it out, all vivid. Like, fortunately, I'm the kind of guy who will bitch to anyone who listen. Like, bitch to anyone. Think about this, in a professional golf magazine, to see something like this. But again, this is what shocks people. That knocks them out of their zombie state, as John Carlton would say. So everything is like the energy level of this is pumped up to 120%. And you need this, because think about it. If people are reading something, you only have your words to persuade them. As they're reading this, they are hearing your words inside of their minds. But you don't have graphics, you don't have body language, you don't have tonality, you don't have nothing. You only have the text. So you lose a lot of sensory information. So that's why you have to crank it up a notch, because otherwise it just falls flat. And nobody, like, one of the biggest sins in copywriting is to be vanilla, is to be boring. If you're boring, that's a death sentence. So notice how I'm also talking about these things in more vivid language. Well, it's because this is what works and this is what connects with people. If I hadn't said like, this is a death sentence, maybe you wouldn't really get the message of this. So anyway, after the first subhead here, we have like an interesting discovery story tease of how, you know, the guy who's the voice of this whole thing discovered the secret that we've teased in the headline. And then we have some incredible results. So this is kind of like describing how the brand, the voice behind this sales letter, like, discovered the secret and then immediately started experiencing incredible results. And this is very important, obviously, because the readers, as they're reading this, we know that these are important for them as well. And the more they can associate these results with themselves, the better. And then after these little bullets here, we have even more benefits of like what you'll get if you discover the secret. And then, very interestingly, and not just interestingly, but like smartly, John introduces a unique mechanism. And if you've seen some of my previous videos, you know how important unique mechanisms are to a sales argument. So it's like, you know, it's not magic. There's nothing fancy schmancy about it, but it has something to do with what I call the triple coil swing. And, you know, the story of how this triple coil swing came to be. And just by giving it a fantasy name like triple coil swing, it immediately becomes memorable. And that's what people want, something memorable, because they can go to their golfing buddies and say, hey, you know what? Yesterday I read about this crazy one-legged golfer story. It was totally nuts, but like they talked about like a triple coil swing technique in it. Have you heard about it? No, but it sounds like, wow, I've never heard about that before. Can you show me it? Can you show me the article itself? That's what you want. once again, because it creates like not just virality to the whole thing, but it makes it more interesting. So after unique mechanism, we have like a mini story of how the unique mechanism came to be. And go study storytelling if you don't know this much about this, because storytelling and story selling, actually, some people call it like that, is crucial for high converting copywriting. You definitely want to use good stories, because this is the primordial way of communication that we've developed as humans. And one of the best type of story types that you can use is called the hero's journey. It's basically what Star Wars is all about. And this specific part here in the sales letter is the part of a hero's journey, which is when the protagonist of the story meets the guide. He meets a mysterious guide who basically gives him the divine solution that the protagonist has been looking for all his life, or her life. Yeah, I think this is really smart, because it hooks people in even more emotionally, and they start, like, once they're here, I mean, it's like a slippery slope. I mean, they start sliding and they slide faster and faster and faster down. And John's style just never lets it go. Like, every word has to be earned its place. It's powerful, it's punchy, it's emotionally raw, and that's what you want. So after this mini story, we have, like, once again, the secret. Like, the one-legged man actually had an advantage over normal golfers. So we tease the secret. And we also have like a reason why behind the unique mechanism. Like, it makes sense. I mean, the story is basically like, since he had only one leg, he had to learn how to balance himself better. And he discovered a new technique that like gives extra power to his swings, because like he used his balance better. And a lot of people who have two legs don't use this, because like, I don't know, they're spoiled because they have two legs or something. And this triple coil swing is like, it works for everyone. I mean, if it works for a one-legged guy, it can work for you too, no matter how this or that you are, okay? But the secret, like, but in order to do that, like, you have to discover like how exactly this unique mechanism works, because we have a bunch of explanation behind the unique mechanism, like why it's there, what actually makes it work, but we don't know the how. And that's intentional by John Carlton, because the how will be discovered from the product itself, from the course. This is basically selling a video course, a $97 or something like that video course. So we have more reason whys, like why this makes sense, more teas, more benefits, but we never give away the true secret itself. So after it, we also already have, like pretty early on, but we already have a price anchor per scarcity. So like John goes on to say that, you know, Milt Wallace, the guy who invented this triple coil swing, he charges $225 an hour. So like, and you would need at least 6 lessons to learn it from him. So like, you'd have to spend $1,350 just to learn the basics of this. So not to mention that maybe you can't even book him, because like he's one of the most sought after golf teachers ever. So like, how can you discover his secret? Up until now, this was the only way. But, you know, since, and I also like really appreciate how there's a why behind the product itself. Gary Bencivenga, one of my other all-time favorite copywriters, he was really big on reason why copy. So like how you always have to give a rational, logical explanation to what's the reason behind certain stuff in your copy. And I like how John basically explains the reason why this product came to be. It's because, hey, you know, I went to this guru person, this Milt Wallace guy, and I said, you know, you're like making a killing out of like coaching rich golfers, and there's something called Cadillac money. So you're earning a lot of money with it and everything. But like, think about it. It's all about economics. Like if you were to like charge 1/10 of the price for maybe an online course or something, and you could reach like thousands of people, you would still make way more money. And like you could also like share your secrets with a bunch of other people in the world who don't have that type of money to like hire you for personal coaching, or they don't live where you live or something like that. And it makes everything much more credible, okay? And we also have like other elements that basically trivialize the price. It's like, you can just charge spare change for it and you would still make more money. And all this is intentional, guys, by John, because it's just there to like build up the case for the big product reveal. Okay, so we have, at this point, we have some scarcity as well. Like everything is angled in a sense that this is just a test. So I, as the writer of this letter, managed to convince this Milt Wallace guy to like give this whole like online course thing a shot, or like course thing a shot, but like he was like, I don't know, so why not? But it's just a test. And this implies a lot of scarcity, which you want as a copywriter, because people buy when they feel like something is scarce or if there's urgency to it. So this is the big product reveal. Actually, this is just the build up to the product reveal. So this is quite formulaic actually, but it's John's specific style that makes it so powerful. So after introducing the product itself, we get a simple overview of what's included. It's like you get 2 videotapes, bunch of benefits there, you get this and that, and then we have Fascinations, a bunch of Fascinations, which are critical whenever you're selling an info product or something like that. Basically what you do is like you take certain benefits that this product will give you from certain like lessons or something like that, and you add a curiosity element to it, and boom, you have a fascination in a bullet form. So great example, like the one mistake even pro golfers make that kills the power in their downstroke, and how to use a simple, easy adjustment that will instantly increase your power by 200% or more. Imagine consistently hitting 300-yard drives and nailing greens from 150 yards out of the 9-iron. So obviously, since I don't play golf, I don't even know what this exactly means, but I do see the power of this fascination. It's like the one mistake even pro golfers make. So it's like everybody wants to avoid the one mistake, and this just creates like curiosity, or how to master this new swing in the shortest time possible while you improve your current game with every stroke. You'll learn everything these rich guys paid thousands of bucks for. So you'll become an insider, basically. The other bullet, I'm not going to read everyone, but it's like this highlights that it works for everyone. So this is basically like the how to avoid the mistake bullet. This is like how to become an insider. This is like it just highlights how this works for everyone. This just is a cool curiosity element, like how a secret 5-inch change in your hip placement translates into massive power for your stroke. Not one pro in 1,000 even suspects the potency of this simple adjustment. So once again, it has a benefit, it has a curiosity, but we don't give it away. You have to buy the product in order to discover. So we have a bunch of bullets, like they do objection handling, they like do more benefits, they like establish that this works for everyone. It highlights how this is easy. It also highlights how you'll be able to show them, like your friends. That's what people ultimately want. It's consistent, like the truth behind follow through, and why 99% of all golfers completely blow it right after they hit the ball. Everybody wants the truth. We also have like a nice checklist, like the most common mistakes you're likely to make, a complete fail-safe system at correcting yourself during your game, or like how to learn this whole thing 10 times faster. So you'll be better, faster, and you'll be able to get there cheaper as well, and you'll be smarter, because then your friends are going to ask like, so Joe, I don't know how you're doing it, but you're crushing us in golf. Like, what's your secret? And then you're gonna be all smug, like, I just learned the secrets of this one-legged golfer. And that's what golf is about ultimately. So after the bullets and the fascinations, we have like even more like bullets. We have an extra thing, like a handy instruction manual that comes with this. So this is there to like act as a bonus. And after it, we have a bunch of testimonials. So this is the big proof part. Nowadays, most sales letters, they have testimonials all over the place, not just in a specific part, but back in those days, it was pretty common to like have the problem, then the agitation, then the story of the unique mechanism, then the build up to the product reveal, then revealing the product, then these desire building fascinations, then bonuses, then testimonials, and then the call to action, urgency, scarcity, PS, something like that. So this is the main formula that John uses here. And it works really well. I mean, it's timeless. So we have a bunch of relevant testimonials, even more testimonials, and then we get a part which highlights that this works for anyone. So it's like he says, are those golfers any different than you? No, they are not. They represent professionals, amateurs, beginners, and lifelong golfers with the same passion and skill you bring to the game. So it works for anyone. After it, we have like others, did the smart choice. And will you do the smart choice? Like other people, like these people who I just mentioned, they dared betting on themselves and they won big time. So are you willing to like give this a risk-free shot? You would be crazy not to, right? And then we have even more like some future pacing elements, which basically like they're also called like paint the dream elements. So what they do is that they describe how your future better life will look like after you get your product. It's like you can simply put your doubts aside for a short time. You can see for yourself just how it's like to hit drives 50 yards further than you ever dreamed possible, treat 150 yards like a chip slot, and slice strokes off your game so fast your friends will be afraid to play with you anymore. Even better, you'll get the same instruction for a fraction of what everyone else has to pay. So we even get a great deal. So you get everything like this. There's a bunch of proof. You'll be the smart one. Your life will change for the better. And you can get this as a great deal. And then we have another reason why. Because think about it. We always have to, not always have to have, but like it's definitely advisable to have a reason why element behind. So after specific elements in the copy. So this was basically the future pacing section, and then we have a reason why. And we also have like an NLP, like neuro linguistic programming style word, like listen. So people actually start listening internally in their minds. A lot of guys all over the world are gonna be furious with me for sharing this secret weapon swing with you, especially since you won't be paying even part of what they had to shell out for one lesson. So once again, it just establishes this as a great deal, as a way better deal than others. So after it, we just have more benefits, how it's gonna make you smarter, better, and more unique. It's like, and John even says this explicitly. He says, besides, if you stay with me this far, you aren't like other golfers anyway. So let me tell you what the deal is. Call my golfing office right now. Remember, the deal may not last today at blah, 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 and then say that you want the triple coil swing videos and send money. So basically, we have detailed, simple ordering instructions. And then we have even more price trivialization. It's like in total, you have to spend $47, which is like nothing compared to like what this golfer guy, he charges 20 times more to like teach you the same stuff, okay? And John even like highlights this. He says this price wouldn't even buy you 15 minutes with me at his regular fees, okay? But now you have the opportunity to get it, and you can get it risk-free because you also get a 3-month money-back guarantee. And I also like how the money-back guarantee is explained a lot as well, because some people, especially in those times, they might not know how this works, especially if they're more like retired people or seniors or something like that. A lot of those people play golf, and explaining it definitely makes it much more credible. It's like, hey, check out the videos, check out the specific lesson. If you don't like it, or for any reason you just want a refund, just let me know. There won't be any hassles. You don't have to fill out any paperwork. It's easy. You have no risk at all. I shoulder all the risk, okay? That's what you want with your copy, to communicate that, this is a totally risk-free thing that people are doing. So after it, we have a reason why behind the guarantee as well. Remember, every major element should have a reason why. And it's like, he even says, like, how can I afford to be so generous? Easy. So far, every single person I know of who has experienced the thrill of this new swing has been using it ever since, with results that, as you saw in the above testimonials, almost defy belief. So, I'm so confident in this that I'm willing to like shoulder all the risk. And like, more future pacing after it. Like, think about it. Standing there with a smile on your face, watching your ball sail deep and true onto the fairway, half football field farther than your buddy's best drives. That would be something, wouldn't it? And it's even in like a present tense, because it almost seems like it's a given. People already start associating their feelings with this, okay? It almost seems like this is your future. It's guaranteed when you buy this product. After it, we have some more relatability and proof elements, because not only that you have to follow major copy elements with reason why, you also have to follow up proof, promise elements with proof elements. So we have some more proof, and then we have another call to action, which is like, so call right now, you have nothing to lose. And oh man, are you ever going to be happy with your game in a very short time? So this is just like an energetic call to action. And then we have the sign off, and then as a PS, we have a very Gary Halbert-esque style of basically recap of what this whole thing is about. You have a call to action, you have a reminder for the risk reversal, you have a reminder for the urgency, and you have some order instructions. So like, hey, please call now. Remember, there's no risk, but you gotta call now because like this is just a test, and this is how you can buy the stuff. And it's pretty cookie cutter, this one, but it works really well. So guys, and then obviously you have like an order form, because back in those days, one of the ways to order was through phone and credit cards, and the other one was to like cut this out and send an order form for the company to like bill you and then send you the product itself. It's way easier today with the internet. But like, yeah, I mean, now you probably see, if you're still watching this, kudos to you. You're super duper awesome. I really appreciate you. Shout out to you. But like, this is what makes John's copy so powerful. It's raw, it's emotional, it's like, it shocks you out of your zombie state. It has a really cool incongruous juxtaposition, which basically means, it's contrasting, it's memorable, and actually there's like a mini, like, I'm not gonna go into like much of it, but like the story goes that, John was researching for weeks to find a cool angle for this product, and he couldn't find anything, and he was interviewing the guy, the creator of this program, many times, like, hey, just give me something that I can use, because I want to use something unique. And then he couldn't give anything to him, and then eventually at one point during their interviews, this guy basically said, there was one cool thing, a lot of interesting thing that I learned when I met this one-legged golfer. And John Carlton was like, ding, 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 ding. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you're telling me this now after weeks of struggle? Like, why didn't you say you met a one-legged golfer? I don't know. I just didn't assume it was so important or something. And that's why it's very important for you to if you're a copywriter, to properly interview your clients, because they have tons of cool stories that you could use as hooks for a sales letter or a Facebook ad or something like that. Tons of cool stuff that's really out there, that's really unique, that really makes people notice, just like the one-legged golfer. And then John immediately recognized the opportunity with that, and that's it. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this. Really appreciate you. If you're still here, make sure to like, comment, share the video as well. I would definitely be super grateful for that, and stay tuned for the next one.